All right, imagine gliding across the ocean on a surfboard that hovers above the waves. You don't even need waves because check this out. David Trewern, he's made it possible with Australia's first flying surfboard. You aren't seeing things, that is a flying surfboard, folks.
It is, and David joins us now from the best place in the world, Byron Bay. Good morning, David.
Good morning. Great to be here.
So tell us, how does it all work?
How does it all work? Okay, so we've got a board, like a conventional surfboard. Inside there we've got some very high capacity batteries. They're the same sort of battery cells that you find in a Tesla. So they're very sophisticated, lots of safety features, etc., because batteries and salt water don't really mix. Then what we have is down the end here, we've got a hydrofoil. So that's got wings, same as an aeroplane. So it basically flies under the water and you control the height of the flight with your weight and your balance. And then we've got a motor in here, so that's about a 6 horsepower motor. It's quite powerful. Being electric, it's silent, so there's no noise, which is great. Doesn't sort of interfere with any other water users or the environment. So it's all very green and clean and great fun.
But we're looking at some awesome pictures here of someone out there testing out the surfboard. They make it look so easy, like they could be sitting there flicking through a book and doing their chores kind of thing. Do you need to be an experienced surfer, or can anyone just jump on one of these and have a cruise?
Look, I think anyone that's got any sort of board sport experience will get up quite quickly. It's a little bit like riding a bike where you'll have a few crashes initially, but once you get the balance point, it becomes very easy. So I think since I developed this prototype 4 or 5 months ago, I've probably fallen off it 2 or 3 times, because once you get the balance point, it just becomes very, very easy. So I probably could read a book while I was riding it.
So I look at that and I think, OK, that looks like fun, but how do you get on the board when it's that high off the water? How does that work?
Yeah, so look, you've got a wireless hand controller. Okay. So you start off lying on the board, you give it some throttle, you get to a slow planing speed, so the board's...
Is the board lying on the water when you get on it?
That's right. Yeah, okay. So just like a normal surfboard, okay. So the hydrofoil is under the water, so you need to start in about waist-deep water. So you get to like a normal planing speed, like a slow plane, you get up on your knees, you can stand up, you can take as much time as you want because, you're not on a wave, and then you gradually shift your weight back and you'll start to fly up out of the water, and then you just basically use your weight to maintain the balance when you find that balance point.
All right, you've sold me. I want one. I reckon a fair few people out there will be looking at that going, yep, Christmas present sorted. But when I hear the word Tesla, I think expensive. How much would one of these set us back?
Look, at the moment, we're still working on our final production version, so we haven't set any pricing. There's one for sale in the States, it's not shipping yet, and that's about 20 grand Australian by the time it gets here, because it does have some very expensive components and materials. So we're looking to do something quite a bit cheaper than that, but it's still, it's still not a cheap toy. It's still a fairly sophisticated piece of equipment.
When do you think we might see it here in Australia?
Look, I'm hoping that that my product will go on sale early next year and we'll be shipping in the second half of next year. So lots of testing. We're developing lots of custom electronics at the moment to give you range information, so you know how much time and how many kilometres you've got left on the battery, which lasts about an hour. So a bit more testing and development to do.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to get lost out there, take the surfboard out and then realise you've run out of batteries.
Halfway out there. All right, well, if Santa's watching, I wouldn't mind one of those. Thank you very much for joining us this morning. Love it.
Excellent. Thanks, guys.